Let's crank up these tunes. Hey, energy party people. That's time again for the intergalactic sensation of a show, Magic Monday. Welcome. As soon as I'm done getting my groove on, we're going to sludge the stage. That's right. Hey, Erica, Heather, Art and Erica. Glad you're here. Your theme song is coming up. We need to get down over there and sludge the stage. Double finger points tend to be my thing. Maybe every day. I don't know. Whatever. Sludge in the space. Palo Santo wood. Better than Palo Santo won't. Sludging. Sludging. Not fudging. Not that there's anything wrong with that, whatever that means. Looking out this way. Hi, Shannon. I see you're here. Your theme song is coming up as well. After we're done getting down. Okay, somebody cut the music. Thanks. Thanks, somebody. All right. Well, welcome to Magic Mondays, energy party people. And let's see. So we have a couple theme songs to get to. So, Art and Erica, here you go.
Art and Erica, Erica and Art. Thank you for joining us, doing your part.
All right. And the lovely and talented Dr. Shannon. Looking. It's amazing how many of these I have done. Anyway.
Shannon is here. Hey, Dr. Shannon.
I just made a theme song for somebody like in the last just couple minutes, like, oh shit, I was supposed to do this. So if Beth watches this week, like she did last week, I know she was just tuning in when she could from work. But Beth, the theme song for you is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not going to be played until you show up. So if you ever watch this again, ooh, the lovely Blanca is here. What? Another theme song you asked for? Ask and you shall receive.
Blanca. Oh, Blanca. Thank you for showing up today. Yay!
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for showing up to another Magic Mondays. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, and I'm being really gentle with myself. And I'll just put it out there. I think I've put it out there before, but I'll say it again. And hopefully I'll keep saying it all year if it sticks. But my word, having been flattened, as I've been calling it, yeah, I feel like I don't even really understand the reference exactly, but Phoenix rising from the ashes. Shout out to my friend Phoenix. Anyway, yeah, being flattened by getting sick, whatever that was about. No, it wasn't COVID. It wasn't a cold. Maybe a flu of sorts. But man, it was so hard. And the sick part didn't last super long, but then the remaining down, like down in all kinds of ways, and wondering how people even stay alive because I was so depressed and like everything was in my face. Every like awful thing I could think of was in my face and felt very real. And I was panicking and it was just awful and had no energy. But the energy, not having energy, that lasted for a while. But coming back from it, I feel like my work is even deeper. I've done some amazing, dare I say, sessions. And I know it's not all me, so I'll take credit for my part because I'm a magic facilitator, if you will. And I love to help people connect with their magic if that's not obvious. And that's right. That's what my book's all about. Drink. Yeah, and I've met with my book, uh, I'm skipping ahead, but whatever, that's what come to my brain. Um, I met with my book coach, book writing coach the other day and got some clarity about my book and she really loves it. And I know she'll tell me the truth. We've known each other a very long time. She was my client for many years, like almost from the beginning. She came to me for network spinal analysis for chiropractic early on as I was transitioning to energy work. So she's been aware of my magic unfolding for the last, gosh, roughly 14, 15 years. So it's so fun to work with her. And if you're ever writing a book and you're a sensitive person, man, if you need a coach, send me a message because Judy is amazing. Judy McNutt. Um, Anywho, so I've been working on looking at the edits she made in my book. She's not my editor, but we're getting it all as shiny as possible to send to an actual editor and a book developer or whatever. So that's very, very exciting, and I'm feeling connected to it again. Man, what a relationship it's been writing a book. If you ever want to learn about yourself and have the hardest time and the most rewarding time, I suggest writing a book. Whew, not for the faint of heart, and I still can't believe I have done it or I'm doing it. Okay, so enough patting myself on the back. Hey, and my shoulders feel much looser because that's right. We're doing this, I think it's yogabody.com. And it's every night before bed. We do these intense yoga stretches. Um, whoo! And we do it right before bed. And it's amazing because sometimes I'm ready to fall asleep like at 6:30 and I take a little cat nap, a little disco nap. But the fact that even though I'm thinking like, oh, I can't do this before bed, but by the time we get to it, we do it, and it's been really amazing. So if you wanna check it out, yogabody.com. It's really, cool, and each night we work on a different, set of muscles and, do a lot of stretching. And it's stretching in a different way, so it's like yoga poses, and then you rely on, like, passive something or other. Anyway, and holding these poses for, like, just 2 minutes, working our way up to 5. Man, do I have some tight muscles. Um, yeah, but I think it's a contributing factor to me feeling better. So yogabody.com if that sounds good. And another thing I believe that's contributing to my upswing, thank you, universe, is and earmuffs if you don't want to hear it. But man, it's really powerful. And this is just body stuff, so get over it. But we're doing a parasite cleanse, and whoo, and we are about 2.5 months, almost 3 months in. And once again, earmuffs if you don't want to hear about my enemas. Oh, I think we just lost somebody. Anyway, so that's okay. I know people come and go from this. Um, but yeah, the things that are coming out of me. Yeah, if you wanna look up some gross pictures, let's just say, parasite cleanse biofilm. And biofilm, if my understanding is correct, because 'cause I'm learning about all this, never knew it was a thing, but parasites are very intelligent and they find ways to become undetected by your body. Because ordinarily, when there's a foreign body in if there's a foreign something in your body, your immune system is going to react to it and notify the body like this isn't for us, but these guys create what's called, I guess, a biofilm, and it's like this gelatiny like stuff, so they can become undetected. And I've been wondering, where am I holding these? And I'm wondering if I'm holding them in my liver. The only time I ever see them, it's not when I just have a normal poop. Um, it's after I do my coffee enemas. Dave's experience has been a little different, but we're all different. And they say hold your coffee enema for, 15 minutes and then let it out. I routinely, with very few exceptions, have come to I hold it for an hour. And today I probably would have held it a little bit longer, but I, needed to get ready for my show. And then after I release it, I know this is gross, but seriously, um, I'm not just saying this for my entertainment, but I find it entertaining. I love when things come out. I love when things come out that don't belong there. It's very satisfying. It's kind of like cleaning up a room that's been like, ugh. Um, I'll get to that in a second because I do have a room I've just redone. But anyway, but what I do, like for some reason, we have a really large supply. Like Dave was going to do something with these at one point, but we have a long supply of kind of like skinny like tongue depressors, like doctory type shit. Well, I'm doctoring my shit in a different way. So we have this big canister. Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna make a note to myself. Parasite. Don't want to stop talking about that, even though you might want me to. But it's 11:11 at least on the West Coast. So let's find a pretty picture. And how about this? We are magical. Make a wish if you would like. And I'm gonna be quiet and make a wish for myself. Okay. So, and oh, good. And Erica has stated she just lost connection, didn't leave. She's actually really here for the enema and parasite talk. Yay! I love it. Yeah, some people are all over this stuff. Mostly doctor friends love this shit. Love this shit. Haha. Pun intended. Yeah, but seriously, being human, what I've read is like 80% of us I'm kind of guessing that's a conservative guess. 80% of us have, parasites. And, the more you read about it, watch out, vomitorium, but, it talks about they can get in your brain. And I just really wonder, so holding my enema so long, Dave is like, "How could you do that?" Like, seriously, I feel like sometimes when I'm holding it and I release it after a while, because that's what you do, but literally I could jump up and down. I could hang upside down, I could do sometimes I do yoga poses. I feel like I could have held it and still done my show. I don't take that risk because nobody wants to shit themselves, um, in an intergalactic exciting show like this. Intergalactic sensation. So, but yeah, the biofilm, it's just these sorry, earmuffs. So what do I do with what I do with the tongue depressor, these skinny long sticks we have that haven't been used for years. Um, when I release it, it just mostly looks like brown water. Like all the poop stuff has already come out. Like because there's a couple lead up enemas that kind of clear the way. And then the last step is the coffee enema. And I do like what is that? A quart mason jar of coffee, special coffee. I think I have a banner for this. Let's just check in. Yeah. If you want some information, whether you buy her products or not, I highly recommend them to invest. If you want to do enemas, invest in something nice. A reusable bag instead of the craptastic that work, but from like Rite Aid or whatever. But I think we spent maybe $200, maybe. And that's for us to each have our own nozzle. Like we're not sticking the same thing up our butts, but we do share a bag, like, and we just clean it, and there's no poop in there. So Anywho, but Optimal Health Network, she is a wealth of information, and you can read about her 3 enema series, which that's right, drink talk about in my book. Um, but yeah, it's been really amazing. So anyway, back to the stick. So I released my hour-long enema, coffee enema, and really all I can see is just, some brown water because it's hello, coffee, that I've been holding for an hour. And so nothing is really showing up until I stick the stick in down into the bottom of the toilet bowl and I just pull it up, and these giant biofilm globs of horror slash yay, it's coming out of me. Um, yeah, I just pull up as many as I can. Sometimes take some pictures. I didn't take any pictures today because it was nothing new. But we literally went to a dinner party the other night, which was my first venture out in a couple weeks. Like that's how flattened I've been. And it was so amazing to hang out with some of my beautiful closest friends, and one of them wanted to see pictures, and now she's looking into doing it herself, but she's a doctor of acupuncture, etc. She's magical. Yeah, but what I've read, so when I think I mentioned this last time. um Ooh, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. But Erica has been consuming garlic fermented in honey. That's interesting. We need to talk. And because we're all about fermented stuff, but I've never heard of that one. So that sounds fascinating. And she's been pooping out mad icky stuff. That's amazing. Um, Ooh, Blanca started with Cellcore with Dr. Dave. Look forward to feeling great. Yeah, Blanca, anytime you want to compare notes, you know my number. I'm never opposed to talking about that stuff. Yeah, and I'm so glad you're in Club Worm. Gross and yay. Um, yeah, and seriously, you don't have to have drunk water in a foreign land. Um, to get parasites. It can just be from food. It can be from all kinds of things. Yeah, but Cellcore, really good stuff. And I've mentioned my writing coach, Judy, the magical Judy McNutt. She said she did the Cellcore parasite cleanse years ago and like felt the best she'd ever in her life. Um, yeah, and what I was gonna say was when I was flattened, recently and was so low and panicking and constantly thinking about not suicidal, but its cousin, just thinking about, like, dying sounds like not a bad thing. And how do people stay alive? Because I've got it pretty good and it's so hard for me, but I'm also a sensitive person. We'll get to something about that in a sec. Um but yeah, but I suddenly thought like, wow, we're doing this parasite cleanse. We're months into it, and I wonder if it's contributing to my depression and anxiety. And sure enough, I Googled like, hey, can a parasite cleanse bring on depression? And the answer, as I mentioned last week, yes, it really can. Um, and I think it can be a huge contributor. So I think a whole bunch of things came together, like perfect storm to flatten me. And it really opened up a lot for me. And those times always remember, as hard as it was, I still in the back of my mind, keep this in mind, that that's right. The universe isn't a conspiracy for our happiness. The universe always has our back. And seriously, if you haven't already, consider making the decision that you live in a positive, supportive, has your back universe. And if you do, rather than chaotic and doesn't give a fuck. Therefore, if it's happening to us, it is happening for us. And I know that might sound weird and awful, but man, is there power in it the more you understand it and find ways to find the meaning in it. And that's one of the things I talk about in my book, Drink, uh, about how triggers, there's so much magic in our triggers. Yeah, and how to handle them. Anyway, so when the shit hits the fan, what's the universe bringing to our attention for our highest growth, healing, and happiness? Um, yeah, and and coming out of the horrors of being flattened, I see more of the magic, and part of that magic was, I feel like it's softened me up. I mean, I'm already very soft. I have a hard edge at times, but ultimately, yeah, I'm very forgiving. I am, if somebody just shows the least little like that they're sorry for if they've done me wrong, forgiveness goes a long way with me. And yeah. Anyway, and reconnecting with my mom, that's been good, and we're taking it very slow and regaining trust because ultimately the little kid in me felt abandoned by her. Um, when our whatever you want to call it, disconnect, our magical disconnect, where I've gotten to had the opportunity to really see her as a person and appreciate, man, she's sensitive and she had 3 kids and she had to deal with all of us, including 2 boys. Oh, and me being so sensitive and dealing with depression and anxiety and not understanding it. And her having to deal with all that shit as a sensitive person. Whew, I have so much compassion for her, while at the same time honoring what I needed to feel finally. And yeah, and it was hard being her mom, I kind of made it my job to help her feel better, I think to my detriment. I know I'm not the only one, and it's part of my book. And I know I've been sharing my book with her, and I know it's hard for her to read this stuff, but she really does a good job of understanding that it's my story, and even though she didn't see it the same way, it's my story to share. And I really appreciate she's been taking this like a trooper. Anyway, so part of my flattening has been realizing that I miss my mom. I miss having a mom, and I'm ready to pursue a connection with her, and we're just slowly trying to figure out, like I just told her yesterday that, "Hey, we have a stripper pole in our bedroom, and, I shave my head now." And she said, "Lucky me, I have a nice hairline." She said her hairline wouldn't work for that, but it's not really about that, but, yeah. I get it. I'm a female too. Anyway, so one of the other things I wanted to mention, that is helping me. So, oh, to finish that up with the parasites, yes, doing a parasite cleanse. Well, first of all, having parasites can contribute to anxiety and depression. And I think bringing them out is kind of stirring the pot and like making them like really, they're just really trying to keep their home. And I'm doing my best to provide a inhospitable hotel for them because they don't belong here anymore. And yeah, blah blah blah. But it really parasites. They compete with our bodies for neurotransmitters, and that's how all kinds of things happen. They're nerve signals, signaling to release, say, dopamine or whatever. And if they're taking up all of that or taking up the dopamine, that doesn't leave a lot for those of us who suffer from anxiety and depression. Yeah, so that's enough on that. And I should really make a little banner for him. Let me just see if I have. Oh, I have. If you ever want to set up, Dave offers a free consultation, a video consultation. If you're ever interested in this stuff, don't hesitate. You're under absolutely no obligation, but if you wanted to talk to him about all this, or just he's a master. He might say he's not a master, but man, I've heard him do some sessions. I've overheard some sessions where people bring their blood work to him. It's a video thing, it's online, telemedicine. And he goes over lab tests. He might recommend lab tests and goes over and connects dots that most doctors are not going to connect for you. I'll just tell you right now. So if you're interested, you can look. He's got a beautiful website. I took the picture. Felt really proud of that. But yeah, still do. But drdave.com, he's really amazing. And of course, he's my favorite anybody ever. But he really is good at his job. Otherwise, I wouldn't mention it. But yeah, you can ask about the parasite cleanse. And yeah, and hopefully, both Blanca and I will have, oh, and Erica will have some good stories to tell about our experiences. So I'm feeling better. I think it's a combination of things, but it couldn't hurt doing this parasite cleanse and the stretching that I mentioned to release old stuff because our big muscles really hold old energy. And yeah, we've both been sleeping better, so that's nice, because that's kinda become a thing in the last few years. Yeah. So, that being said, before we bring Coop on, that needs to be a sponsor, right? Coupons? Anyway, coupons, if that's not clear. But before we get to the Rumi poem, let's revisit the new emergency services number. Here we go. Sing along if you know it. 0118-999-8819-9119725. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and check in on that Rumi poem that I love so much. And one of the things that really helped me get through this flattened time is the way I look at the world, and I really believe that there are triggers. Triggers are where the magic a lot of magic is stored in that. And the bigger the trigger, the bigger the magic, the bigger opportunity for magic and openings. But let's go ahead and revisit this. And this is about making room or allowing for all of it to flow through us so it doesn't get so stuck in us. So the guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each guest has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi. Man, make room for Rumi in your life because he was and still is amazing. I forget which century he's from, but man, his stuff has withstood the test of time. Yeah. And one other thing I wanted to mention before Coop, I wanted to mention that I've been aware of it for quite a while now, but human design. So you can just Google human design, and there's lots of websites that have charts. Um, there's one, gaffinstone.com. I should make a banner for it. It's a new friend of mine and a fellow author. She's in my writing group, Mickey Gaffin Stone, or as I like to say, because she's from England, originally from England, Dame Mickey Gaffin Stone. She's wonderful, and part of she does all kinds of things. She's highly educated, and yeah, but one of her things is human design. So she and I are trading, and I'm going to do her session this week, but hope that's not giving too much away because we want to learn about each other's stuff so we can collaborate. Yeah, but I had a session with her and I'm getting more and more clear on my human design. And it's a very complicated system, but the deeper I get into it, I think I'm going to start incorporating into my sessions potentially. But I'm really learning so much about myself and it's a way to get more pages out of your personal owner's manual. Which is what I am all about because I'm always looking for ways to understand myself more and yeah, find where my strengths are and what my vulnerabilities are, and to focus more on those strengths and be aware of the vulnerabilities. And it talks about these different centers in our bodies, which correspond sort of. Oh, I just spit. Did you see it? Classy. If so, make a wish. Magic. Um, yeah, so it kind of corresponds to the chakra system. I believe there are 11 centers or 9 centers where ordinarily, like, there's 7 chakras. In my world, there's more chakras than that. Chakras are energy centers. And so in human design, there's, I think, 9 or 11 centers. And there are centers where that's where your mojo is. That's where you get your answers, your deep personal, like true to yourself answers. And then there's parts of you that are more open and vulnerable to external influences. For example, for me, I have a lot of like oh, what's the word in Superman? My kryptonite? That's the vulnerability, right? That's in my solar plexus. And I've always thought like, oh, that's where I'm getting my answers. Au contraire, apparently. Yeah, I get my answers from my sacral response. That's a whole nother thing. I won't go too far into this because I'm still learning the language. But apparently, and I'm so emotional. I always say I'm so emotional. You've seen me cry if you've ever watched this show even once, um, or had a session with me. Um, but what I'm kind of coming to understand is my sacral response is a defined center, meaning I can totally rely on it. And that's where I get my yes, no answers, internal, as part of my design. But my solar plexus, where I thought I was getting all my answers, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes, um, that is an open center for me, and it's totally vulnerable to outside influences. And I'm an empath, so I am picking up more of people's emotions than I have ever even realized. Um, and what I've read is I'm actually not an emotional person. I'm wrapping my brain around this, but I'm not actually. My design is not a terribly emotional person, but I ride the wave, good or bad, of others' emotions. So, for example, like when Dave got sick, or when he got flattened, he's not using that word, but I'll say it. He got lighter flattening than me. But when he got flattened, it hit him first. And as soon as he got sick, I wasn't feeling sick yet, but I kind of couldn't do anything. And I'm just so susceptible to other people's stuff on a bigger level than I ever had any idea. And so, if anybody ever wants to play with human design with me, let me know, because maybe we could learn this together. Maybe we could set up a little group and start comparing notes. And what I find interesting is, like, now that I'm understanding my human design a little bit, I want to know everybody in my life. I want to know what their design is. So maybe we can connect on a deeper level and understand each other's strengths and vulnerabilities more and use it as a superpower. Um, yeah. So that being said, Yvonne, you're so cute. Sorry to be late. That's okay, Yvonne. I'm glad you're here. Um, yeah. So without further ado, there is a theme song here. Where are you? There you are. Yvonne is in the house. Check her out. Check her out. Oh my God. I know I probably say this every time, but Yvonne, I can hardly wait for both of our books to be done and published and all of that. But I'm really looking forward to your book because I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be powerful for a lot of people, people who can relate to having I'm just gonna say it, Yvonne, a horrendous upbringing. Hope I'm not outing you too much. And how you have lived through it and found real love and more peace in your life, and more of your magic. So I think you're just amazing. Anyway, okay, before I think of uh-oh, too late. I just thought of something else to say before Coop shows up, because I want to focus on Coop. Um, yeah, so this might not sound like much, but but it's interesting. It's apparently part of my human design that I need my surroundings to be really fresh, keep them fresh, not hold on to a lot of stuff that's meaningless to me or doesn't make me happy, or bring joy, spark joy, Marie Kondo. Um, yeah, so we've had this rug, this area rug, this large area rug, in our living room well, we've lived here for now 7 years as of probably maybe today. Um, right around this time 7 years ago, and at least a year or 2 prior, my mom said she was getting rid of a rug, and it was really nice and big, and it's like, "Hell yeah, we'll take a free rug because we needed to replace our area rug in our living room." And so we've had this rug for like 9 years, and it's gotten a little scroungy. Um, but it's like this, I don't know if you'd consider it an oriental rug, but this kind of deep red patterned rug, and it's been very nice. But I've been really over it because I think it darkens the room, and I've just been wanting a new rug, new rug. Good story, bruh. Um, but finally, yesterday, and I didn't think I had the bandwidth to go out in amongst the English, but we actually went to Costco and looked for a rug, bought groceries too, so that's always nice. Um, but we didn't find anything, but we found one at Lowe's. Once again, Lowe's did me right in the cheap ass carpet department. They have a lot of rugs that are, several $100s. But I realized we just need a smaller one so that, I just don't want to, that's not in the budget right now to spend a lot on a carpet. It could be, but I know we've bigger fish to fry. So we actually found a much smaller area rug, and we have nice, it's just laminate, but light wood laminate flooring, which looks fine by itself. And we found like a 40, I think $40, $38 5x7 rug that's perfect. And we changed the room around, and boy, does that lift my spirits. I am very much my mother's child. She likes to mix things around, and I love reusing things that I already have to make a room look like new. Anyway, that was exciting for probably only me. But yeah, but without further ado,
Ooh, ooh, we're catching up with Koop.
we're catching up with Coop. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay. Hello, Mr. Cooperus. How are you
hey
doing?
there. Biggest smile of the week as usual from my theme song. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Yeah. So how
so
are things?
so I am like totally concerned about my parasite situation now. I mean, I mean, how I'll see how I could not have parasites with how I eat and stuff.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry. I thought you said your parents'
oh
situation. Oh
no.
no, what's happened?
My dad did have I don't know if I said my dad did have a heart attack a week and a half ago or
Oh
so.
my God, no, you didn't mention
I
that.
did. Oh yeah. He's had some heart problems for a while. He has a stent in
Okay.
installed, and they put a heart monitor in.
Okay.
So he's started feeling some chest pains. Wasn't going to do anything, but his monitor started beeping. So he got in the car, went right to the hospital, and he had a mild heart attack. He held him overnight, and then he got out and went to the opera the next day. So he's doing fine.
Wait, he went to the what the next day?
Opera.
The opera.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said hospital, but no, opera.
No.
Okay.
No, my dad does it. That's what's kind of this. My dad's a certain kind of guy, but every now and then he can really surprise you, like by going to the opera. Not something I would have ever saw him doing, but yeah.
Wait, so did he and your mom go to the opera, or did
No,
he
he went
just
with his friend Rich, like his one friend
Oh,
that hasn't had enough of his shit and told him to fuck off. So yeah,
and so these older grown-ass men went to the opera.
yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
What
So
opera? Like I would know the name.
it had to be Rich's idea, but my dad went. So
Wow, that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't need to know the name. I wouldn't know it anyway.
yeah.
Um,
So that happened, but no, parasites. I have to do something about my parasites now. I'm just assuming that I have them and something needs to be done. But so yeah, that and what?
and seriously, like I said, if you ever want to make a little, like, it's just a free consultation, and you just talk and you see if you want to work together.
yeah,
You're always welcome to do that with Dave.
yeah, and I have money to do that now if I can stop spending all my money on gun stuff. it's burn a hole in my pocket anyway. But I think I'm almost done. I can't imagine. Well, one or two things maybe, but no, I think I have everything I need now. Anyway,
And how's it going with the notary public certification or whatever?
kind of just in a hold. The I couldn't get into the January 15th test here in Sacramento County.
And is it an in-person test?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You have to like bring your passport photos and all kinds of stuff to verify that you're you and take the test there. Yeah. So I'm taking it February 17th, which is a Friday. My dad has signed up for that too. So he's going to come up here. He already took the test once and didn't pass it, which was sort of understandable. He took like an all-day class and took it at the end, and he was fried. He's not,
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, so he's going to come up here, and we're going to cram for a couple of days before that and take the test together. So.
Well, that sounds like a possible nice connection.
Yeah, he hasn't been up here since I moved in, so
It's an opportunity.
I get to just show him the river and stuff like that. We'll take the dogs for some walks.
And I have
Yeah,
to say, I really well, I just appreciate you and your candor and you've shared, over the time you joined me on our show. Um, you've shared a lot about your trials and tribulations with your dad, and it's really nice to see, the ebb and flow of it. So it's not just all like, oh, he's a dick and he's doing this. Like, no, it's
No, I mean
really
he.
valuable to see all of the components of it, including, especially, I love hearing the good stuff or the
Yeah, well, his
possibility.
overall negative is it's been he keeps trying. He tries his hardest. He's and he'll never be like a mature adult person, but he tries, and he does eventually recognize that he was wrong. He may never say it or admit it, but yeah, he tries his best, and yeah, every now and then, like I said, he can surprise you. So it's the reason why me, my mom, my sister haven't had a really major falling out and a permanent one, and no, it'll be nice. He just had a heart attack. He's 82. He's gonna be 83. I mean, how many? We don't have that much time left. So yeah, I'm looking forward to spending just a few days.
Maybe who knows what the magic is in that? Maybe that's an opportunity for him to be more in his heart and be more conscious of coming from his heart. Who knows? I'm always looking for the magic. You know me.
We'll
Uh,
see. So
yeah. Well, good.
Rumi lived about 800 years ago.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's kind of a while. It was like 13th century.
It's even older. He's even older than I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I heart Rumi.
Yeah.
There's always room for Rumi.
And see what else is going on. My knee's getting better finally.
Oh yeah, good.
I took off I used it as an excuse. My knees hurt doesn't mean I couldn't work out other parts of my body, but I didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks, and it really kind of fucked me up. So I've been to the gym
I hear
2
you.
of the last 3 days, and so I forget, but it always comes clear to me once I get back, being physical again, how much it matters to me, how much that
Yeah.
really affects me. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's been good. The Niners lost yesterday. That kind of sucks.
I'm sorry.
But I finally got something. I got something done today that I've been putting off for like a while. And when I started putting it, started finally doing it, it ended up being way harder than I even was thinking originally. I spent like 3 hours this morning. Luckily, you texted about you sent me the link because I was like, I forgot what day it was. I was getting ready to leave. I was getting ready to go out the door.
Wow, you were in the flow.
Yeah, and package. I had to go. I broke 2 drill bits. I cut my jeans. I was bleeding in my hand. I mean, it was an ordeal.
Can I ask what you were working on?
I was trying to return a gun part. It isn't functioning properly. I couldn't get my red dot sight off the rail on top. The screw stripped out. So I spent like an hour trying to drill it out. I couldn't do it. I tried to drill out the other side, and the drill bits were snapping. And a piece of metal caught me on my finger, and I was bleeding. And so I finally got it off. So yeah. So now I can send my part back to get fixed. So.
Well, congratulations. If that's something that's been like weighing on you and you're like taking positive forward action.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks. I've been just not wanting to deal with this. I mean, I want my gun to shoot. I haven't even shot it yet, So, but I knew it would be a whole big thing, and I just wasn't. Sean was here, and when she leaves, I'll deal with it, and So I'm finally, but yeah, so it's kind of been. That's something that I quote unquote want, So it was like, how am I ever going to do all the things I don't want to do? I can't do the things I want to do, but no. So I'm doing those things that I don't want to do too. I made some appointments and. Just feeling a lot better the past few days. So,
Good. Yeah.
Maybe out there, if you don't have any kind of physical outlet in your life and you're struggling mentally, there's a definite connection, and I highly encourage anybody to just go out and walking doesn't quite do it for me. I really need some kind of at least calisthenics or weights or something to really, really, really tire me out. It helps me so much.
Mm-hmm.
I find I have a much quicker temper if I don't work out. Little things make me more aggravated.
Would you be willing? Well, I don't have to put you on the spot, but I would love to, even if you just gave me your birthday and your birth time and your birthplace. That's all you need for the human design chart. I would love if you're ever willing. Well, we can talk about this after.
I
But if
never
you're
heard of
willing
that before, but it
to
sounds
look,
really interesting. Sounds fascinating.
yeah, and it's just I'm really considering, as I said, like once I understand it more and can really use it to help other people understand themselves in a session. Like I've already started playing with my human design and energy work, and I
Yeah.
think it's been really helpful so far, and I've only just started. But I would love to see what your chart is, and maybe we could play with it. And
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
yeah, when you understand, it just helps you understand more of your like fundamental, like who you really are and what you're really strong in. And then the other parts that are just kind of open to influence. So at least you know about that and you can be conscious of it. Like for me, my mind center and my third eye I'm sorry, my crown and my third eye are wide open. So literally, I have an open mind. So does Dave. And it's like, when you've got a what they call a defined center, like my throat center is defined. Like, and I speak not from my mind, I speak from my G center, which is like I have a stronger ego. I know who I am. Um, and Dave's, those are like wide open for him. And I think that's part of our attraction because when you're some like if I have like a strong center of some sort and if you don't, people are attracted to that. Like people are attracted to what they don't have. And we
Open.
kind of
Yeah, sure.
complement each other. I don't know. It's so fascinating. So I would love to look at yours and play with that if you were
Yes,
up
please.
for it. Yeah, but we'll talk about it after.
That
Hey,
sounds
should we do some so when's Shauna coming back?
good.
Right?
Couple weeks, February, middle of February sometime. She's gonna be
Cool.
in the Bay Area. Um, she doesn't really care for my dad very much, so she didn't want to be here when he was here, so she's gonna be gone a bit. Yeah, so that weekend, like middle of February. Oh, I need to go get Allie out of the backyard. She shut herself
Okay.
in. Be right back.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, but seriously, if anybody is interested in playing with the human design stuff, um, yeah, really all you need is your birth date, your birth time, and where you were born, the city and state or country where you were born. Um, yeah, and it's really fascinating, and you can totally get these free online. I gave you gaffenstone.com, but really just look up human design and like free chart. Yeah. Anyway, are you ready for some magic?
Bring it on.
Okay, so let's do a grounding. So I've been rethinking, I've been grounding from my heart, but I'm going to start grounding from one of my defined centers. And you pick a chakra, any chakra. I'm gonna go from my throat chakra. And apparently, I'm here to tell people how yeah, from my personal point of view, from all my trials and tribulations, I'm here to tell people how I feel better ultimately. So it's like everything I'm reading about my chart is like, oh fuck, I'm writing a book about this. Wow. Like I'm really living true to my design and being more aware of where I am open to suggestion. And I'm happy to report I've stopped. I've heard it referred to as doom scrolling, looking at the news. Like I don't watch news programs, but it became a really bad habit of waking up in the morning and just go on Facebook, click on news, and just start looking at shit. And so not good for me. So that's helping my spirits as well because that really I'm wide open and it's vulnerable for me to do that. So I'm finding a way to like, okay, I want to keep, I want to know what's happening without getting sucked into the
Right.
stuff that does not serve me at all. And there's so much of that that does not serve us, any of us. Yeah, but anywho, okay, so I am going to ground from my throat chakra, but pick a chakra, any chakra, and I'm going to close my eyes. Close your eyes unless you're driving. Don't be a silly person. So picture that chakra light. So for throat chakra, that's blue, I believe. Viv, yeah. Okay. So I'm filling up my throat chakra with that beautiful blue light that's expanding out my body and out into the universe. We're sending that light down into beautiful Gaia, Mother Earth. and bringing up some of her beautiful grounding energy. And then we're opening up our crown chakras and allowing in that beautiful cosmic energy to add to the party, hooking up with Gaia energy for us to create an interface between heaven and earth. So now that that's done, let's shout out to any dead people who are ready to move on to the light and simply need an exit strategy. So first of all, my name is Colleen. Yep. And just to be completely transparent, usually, I don't say it on the show usually, but when I'm checking myself, I say, my soul, I see an ear. My soul is the only soul. Well, my soul is not the only soul that inhabits my body. I have many guides that have been with me for many years, and every so often, like I test as them. And every so often I check in, hey, are all the guides meant to still be here? Usually it's a yes, but occasionally I need to like ask some of them, like, you're awesome, but you know, you've outlived your usefulness with me. Yeah. So being, of course, respectful at all times. Yeah. So when I check myself, I say my soul and my crew's souls, my crew, are the only souls that inhabit my body. So that being said, my soul and my crew's souls are the only souls that inhabit my body. Yay. Okay. So it's safe and appropriate to release some dead people now for the group. Yep. Okay. Are we ready? Are there some dead people gathered? Yep. Okay. Would Jesus be our best escort? Yep. I love Jesus. I really do. Not in a religious way. He's just a badass. Anyway, and I love him. Anyway, so Jesus, are you ready? Okay. So give us a moment and say goodbye to your little friends. Stuck souls, if that helps. And before we check in with Jesus and the dead people, is that my new band? Well, my new favorite band, well, it's not new. I posted this a long time ago when I came up with it, but oh, what is it? The algorithms.
Oh, there we go. Very good.
Algorithms, yeah. Anyway, shout out to Al Gore. Yeah. Dead people. Oh, but I was just thinking that I'm gonna have to take, like, I already have some before pictures of our living room, but I'm gonna have to take an after picture and see if it gives anybody relief. Just seeing the difference and the lightening up, even though it's a cheap ass carpet and it's just perfect for now. But so we moved our living room around and we made a fire. We made a fire twice in the fireplace yesterday. It was so lovely because it was cold and rainy.
You said,
It was
yeah.
just extra cozy. And now our couch faces, like, we can actually see the fireplace as it's going. So
wow.
yay us. Yeah, changing things around like lightens things up for me and helps me move forward. Anywho, okay, so that being said, so Jesus, have we successfully released the dead people that were ready to go? Yep, thanks, Jesus. Okay, so is there something magic we can do for the group watching now and in the future? Yep, this is safe and appropriate. And hey, everyone, hey, who's watching in the future? Okay, so there's something for us to do. Yes, this is on my master menu. Yes, this is in column A. Yes, in an odd numbered row. Yes, I'm a monkey. Yes. Uh-oh. So, yeah, if you do this kind of work and you're only getting yeses or only getting nos, it's worth checking into. Like, ask a silly question like, I'm a monkey. If you get a yes on that, something else is happening. So, all right. So my name is Colleen. No, I'm testing as someone else. Oh, cool. This someone comes from the light, comes from the light, comes from the light, comes from the dark, comes from the dark, comes from the dark. Yeah, okay, they come from the light. Okay. This is somebody in non-physical form. Yes. It's one of these guys. Ooh, it is. Okay. So not from this planet. Anybody that I know? Yeah. Okay. This is a male. No. Okay, this is a female. Okay, so female ET, if you will. This is Star. Oh, Star. Okay, Star is Lon's lady. And Star is one of the 3 ETs that first got my attention. I was not looking for any of that, but just through asking questions, and I was muscle testing a patient because they were still patients to me because I was still a chiropractor at the time. Well, I'm always a chiropractor, but I'm not licensed anymore. Yeah, and I was testing her. I remember it was a woman, and I asked her to say, my name is whatever, we'll just say Lisa, I don't know. And it was no, her name wasn't Lisa. And it's like, okay. And she was testing as somebody else. And turns out she was testing as 3 beings. And through a million questions, got they were not from this planet, which always made me skeptical until I wasn't, because there were just too many things that happened that were so fucking magical that, yeah, like I burst into tears when Lon shows up. So I love him so much, and I trust him implicitly. And Star's right up there too. Anyway, and through a million questions, there were 2 guys and a girl. I called them Fred, Susie, and Terry to begin with. And then over time, each of them gave me in very random ways, sometimes involving other people coming up to me and saying, by the way, I got a message that Susie's name is Star. I'm like, okay. Forgot about it. Oh yeah, this happened at Erica. It was I think it was you and Art and Jeffrey and Susan performing to raise money for your beautiful, really old cool violin. That's right. Violin, right? Anyway, yeah, and he doesn't watch this. So Jeffrey came up to me before the show started and say, "Oh yeah, I got this message, by the way. I know this sounds weird, but Star, her name is Star, not Susie." Kind of forgot about it because I had a glass of wine and tried to not cry my eyes out watching these. Makes me cry just thinking about it. Watching these masters perform, doing there's something so incredibly powerful watching people do what they're clearly here to do on the planet. Yeah, and watching the 4 of you. Yeah, yeah, and Art and Erica, you are magnificent. And anybody who doesn't record in your studio is a silly person and probably just doesn't know that you exist yet. And I hope they get to, because you guys, I'm sure you've set up a beautiful studio, but both of you are so magnificent. And I know you bring your magic to recording sessions. You have to, because you're you. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. And you're welcome. Okay. Oh yeah, and it was at Art and Erica's house when they lived in San Diego, where basically, with Erica's help, figured out how to release energies and help energies that identify as demons. But anyway, so it's in the book. Drink. And I believe the chapter is called "If a Demon Comes a Knockin'." Yeah, so blah, blah, blah. Let's get back to the magic. I really got off track there, but is it off track?
I'm
Whatever.
enjoying it.
Okay. Okay, so we released the dead people. Okay, is there something magical for us to do for the group today? Oh yeah, so I'm sorry. So my name is Star. And Star, once again, you come from the light, come from the light, come from the light. Yep, come from the dark, come from the dark, come from the dark. Nope. Okay. Man, I could probably talk for hours just about Star, but I'll cool my jets here. So, Star, do you have something specific for the group? You do. Okay, cool. Does it relate to anything on my master menu? It does. Okay, this is in column A. Yes. In an odd numbered row? Yes. In row 1? No. Row 3? Row 5? Row 5. Okay. Shattered energy field. So, are there people watching now and in the future that have a shattered energy field that we can witness back into coherence? Yes. Would you like my help with this? Yes. Okay. So Star and I are going to witness shattered energy fields back into coherence that need it now. So this is safe and appropriate from the light and for the highest, absolute highest good for those we're doing this for. Yep. Okay. Are we ready? We are. Okay. So just going to be quiet for a moment while Star and I Witness some shattered energy fields back into coherence. Here we go. Ooh, that was fun, Star. You can show up anytime when that shows up. Well, you can show up anytime ever, Star. I love you. Okay. Oh, and by the way, in finishing up that story, so Jeffrey, before the show started, the benefit concert started, he's like sheepishly said, "I know this sounds weird, but I got this message that Susie's name is Star." And I kind of forgot about it, got super into the show, got a little tipsy on one glass of wine because I'm a lightweight, and then kind of forgot about what Jeffrey had said about Star. And then later that night, a group of woo woo people came over, including our shaman friend, Coop, wow, Kufu, Koopfu. Um, yeah. And and so what we would do is, like one person, because I was doing muscle testing at the time. So in my home office, we had a massage table, and I asked for one of the people in the group to be the proxy. I can't think of the right word. Maybe that's the right word, for a group healing. So I needed somebody, whose body we could use for the entire group. So somebody got on the table and I was muscle testing them. And I got that, they weren't testing as them, they weren't testing as the group, they were testing as somebody else. And I'm like, I got that it was somebody that I knew, that I had experience with before, and I couldn't get it. I was going through all the ETs I could think of, that I'd been working with at the time. And then out of nowhere, and keep in mind, Kufu was not at the benefit concert, but he's like, "Is it somebody named Star?" And whew, tears of validation.
Oh,
Um, my head spun around to where Kufu was sitting, and I'm like, "Whoa!" And then I told the story about Jeffrey said that this morning. So thanks for the validation, universe. Her name is Star. Um, Yeah. I believe I got Lon's name eventually because he wanted to give me his name. And then through another client slash friend I was working on, came through with Terry's name was Paul, Hall. Anywho, so that being said, whew, where am I? Oh, okay. So, Star, have we successfully witnessed the shattered energy fields back to coherence? Yes. Okay. We're over an hour, but whatever. Yeah. So is there some more magic you want to be part of for the group watching now and in the future, Star? Yes. Okay. This relates to my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. No. This is in column B. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yes. In row 1. No. In row 3. Yes. Okay. So that's a shared chakra. So, um, bye, Coop. What happened? Yeah, maybe he'll show back up. Yeah, so shared chakra. That'll be in my next book, where I'll do more um deeper energy work, give ideas, like using dimensions. Ooh, so interesting. But we're not going to go there right now. But a shared chakra in my world is a entanglement with another person's, in this case, chakra. So it's very unhealthy. In my ladylike way, I like to say, if you wanted it described in a sound, it's not good. Even if you have a shared chakra with your favorite person who you love more than anything, if you have a shared chakra, it's still it's unhealthy entanglement. So that being said, Star, we're going to disentangle shared chakra, shared first chakra for the group. Yes. Shared second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay. So a shared first chakra. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So root chakra, first chakra, human design, mine is wide open. Woo! And that can, yeah. Mm. So it's really good for me to know that my first chakra is wide open, and that's about survival, etc.
Yeah, so that being said, of course, I'm not going to have any way of knowing who you have this shared chakra with, but if it's showing up for you and it's perfect for you, then it's going to be separated for you no matter, even though we don't know who it's with. Star, are we together going to separate these shared first chakras for whoever it's appropriate for, anybody watching now and in the future? Yes. Are we ready? And this is safe and appropriate from the light for everybody. Yep. Here we go. Give us a moment. In fact, we're going to put a little background music on for this. Here we go. And ultimately, we're bringing all of our energy back from that entanglement, giving that other person back their first chakra power. Everybody has their own unique energy. Cool. All right. So, have we successfully separated first chakras for those of us who needed it? Yep. Okay. So, Star, is there a little bit more magic for us to do together? Yes. Yes. This is on my master menu. This is in column A. Nope. This is in column B. Yep. In an odd numbered row. Okay. That leads me to my dimensions chart. Okay. All right, so let's see what dimension we're working with for, once again, anybody watching now or in the future. So this dimension is in column A on my chart. Yep. In an odd numbered row. Nope. In row two, four. Oh, aging. I'm not aging. Are you? Oh, oh, that means Koop's back. I
Hey,
was hoping you'd pop back in.
the
Um,
power went off and on really quick, and I had to reboot my
oh,
computer.
wow. Cool. Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't know
think
if
you
it
were
was sold
just
out.
being a jackass.
Hey,
I'm like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." Um,
no,
that's not how you roll. Okay, so aging dimension is what we're looking at for the group with Star, our guest star. Um, okay, so our souls are the only souls that inhabit our aging dimensions. Yes. Okay. So is there some cleanup on aisle aging dimension for the group? Yep. Okay. This is something on my master menu. It is. This is in column A. Yeah. In an odd numbered row? No. This is in row two? Yes. Okay, so that's a trapped emotion. So trapped, stuck, emotional energy that never got processed. It's just been hanging around until you're ready to clear it. Oh, what's that? Is there a chapter about that in the book? Drink. Yeah, there is. I think it's called No Lesson Left Behind. But won't go into that right now. I'll control myself. I have a little bit of self control, but you know what I don't have in my chart? Willpower. Like it's an open center for me. So I have more willpower when I'm with Dave because his is a defined center. It's fascinating and it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Um, but it's just, it's not part of my design to have really strong willpower. Sometimes I do, but other times I'm good for a while and I like white knuckle it and then not. Anyway, yeah. Um, and I told Dave last night when we were on our way to Costco, I was like, uh-oh. I kept mentioning human design and I'm like, we might need to make Dave called it an expansion set for the drinking game about my book. But when I mentioned human design, then you like take a toke or something. I don't know. Or do a shot or yeah. Anywho, that being said, the trapped emotional work we're going to do with Star is in column A in an odd numbered row. No, in row two, four, six, eight, eight, no, 10, 10. Energy of not stuck energy of not feeling valued. I know I've always felt valued throughout my entire life, so just kidding. Okay. I feel it a lot more now, and apparently my ego is one of my defined centers. Yeah. Okay. Drink or take a shot or take a toke or whatever, since I mentioned that. Human design. So, okay, not feeling valued. Okay, we're holding this throughout our entire beings. Yes, it's safe and appropriate from the light to go ahead and clear this stuck energy of not valued for the group watching now and in the future. Yep. So Star, would you like my help with this? Yes. Okay, so just beat this to death. This is safe and appropriate from the light and for everyone's highest good and well-being, for whoever needs it. Yep. Okay, so we're sending this vibration, this energy, this frequency of not feeling valued that we're holding throughout our entire beings. We're sending that energy to the light. Smell you later, if Dr. Shannon's still watching. And we're going to fill up our entire beings with energy of freedom, value, feeling part of the whole, an important part of the whole. The 13-year-old boy in my mind is like the whole. Anyway, snicker, snicker. Okay, back to business. So we're going to fill our energy fields up with tons and tons of light. It's hard for darkness to exist when there's a light brought to it. Just a reminder. How about energy of compassion and self-love? Like us ourselves feeling our value and knowing our value. Energy of peace, calm, and serenity, safety, security, and stability, and a big old dollop of love. Okay, so have we successfully released this energy of not valued? Is that what it was? Yeah. Okay, that's a yes. Okay, Star, is that a good place to stop? Ooh, okay, no. All right, so there's something else you want to do? Okay, this is on my master menu. This is in column A. Yes, in an we're cleaning up that I'm sorry. Thanks, Star, for remembering. We're cleaning up our aging dimension. Okay, because it's happening to all of us. Boy, is it happening to all of us. Anyway, so there's something else to clean up for our aging dimension. Yes. Okay, this is on my master menu. This is in column A in an odd numbered row. Okay, in row 1, no, 3, 5, 7, 7. Ooh, that's a vow. So there's a vow to clear for the group. Okay, this vow is on page 1 of my extensive vow system. No, this is on page 2. Yes, page 3. No, okay. This is in the hidden ancestral vows. Don't worry, there won't be a quiz. But this is in the facilitating subcategory. No, awakening. Nope. Celibacy, romantic, sexual, resetting, dismantling. Nope. Diminished, unsupported. No. Family. Family. Okay, this is in column A. No. Column B. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yes. This is diminished, demystifying, replenishing. Those are the words my guides gave me. So any negative portal, I think, is just some direct link to something shitty. We'll just leave it at that. But let's see. So it's safe and appropriate, and the group is ready and willing to receive this release of this hidden ancestral vow, this hidden family ancestral, not ancestral, family ancestral vow of demystifying, replenishing. Yes, this is safe and appropriate from the group. Are we ready? We are. Give us a moment. All right. So, Star, have we successfully released who needed it from this hidden family ancestral vow called demystifying, replenishing? Yes. Okay, Star, is that a good place to stop? Yay. Are we complete with you, Star? Yes. Thank you so much, Star, for being the guest star today. Okay, so my name is Colleen and my crew. Yep. Okay, so that's a good place to stop with the energy work. Yes. Okay. So I hope that helps or gives you ideas for your own magic or whatever's in it for you. And as always, I want to remind people, if you'd ever like a session, whether it be a mini session that I do by myself, work on you for a half hour and send the recording, or if you want a phone session, where is it? There it is. You can contact me, you can private message me on Messenger, or if you have my phone number, please just text me, or you can go through my website, energyhealingwithcolleen.com. And if you're watching this show, I have raised my phone rates. Yeah, but if you've been a client previously, or you're just watching today, I'm happy to give you my old rate rather than the new one. Anyway, and Art and Erica say in their musical way, "Thank you." I'm just kidding. Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you for being here, everybody.
I don't know if Art sings, but I know Erica has a gorgeous voice. But anyway, that being said, yeah. So thank you, Coop. Any? I know you always say like, "Oh, I should totally come up with something," but do you have any parting words?
No. I really should. Yeah. Next time.
You know what? Totally don't should on yourself. But if you ever come up with like you find a cool poem
Yeah,
or
I should.
cool
I
quote or something, just write it down.
have tons of that stuff. I
I
just
know
never.
you do. I know you do. I know you do. Like just Joseph Campbell, anything. Like
Yeah,
didn't you
exactly.
put a lot of Joseph Campbell? Anyway,
I
Yvonne says thank you. So yeah, Yvonne,
I'm
thank
surprised. I was watching Rick and Morty last night. I don't. I'm catching up. My kids are in it, but they had Joseph Campbell in an episode of Rick and Morty.
you. Wow. I've never seen Rick and Morty because it's a cartoon, right?
Yes.
I bet I would get into it. Who are the voices? Anybody?
Nobody famous. I mean, Dan Harmon and I don't know a bunch of. I don't think anybody knows celebrities that you would recognize probably unless you're into the animation, I guess.
Yeah. Wah, wah. Anyway, I watch enough TV, but maybe I'll check it out someday. Anyway, before we go off on
Another tangent. Yes.
Love Island, so disappointing. So disappointing. Yeah. Anyway, my craptastic TV things that soothe my soul. Anyway, thank you for watching now or in the future.
Yes.
I love you, and I'm so appreciative that you show up. And seriously, if you're interested in the human design thing, if you want to play with that, or you want a session, or you're interested in a parasite cleanse or anything, let me know. Anyway, yeah, and thank you, Coop. I love you, and I'll see you next week, I hope.
Okay, yeah, you will. Thanks
Wow,
for everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
Yeah, have a beautiful week. Compassion, compassion, compassion.